So the essence of spiritual aspiration is the essence of being a human being. The entirety of all our desires and wishes and aversions and all that, all those branches and leaves of all the little things that we want, have that one original longing, which feeds all the other ones. And when we live a life that doesn't have spiritual aspiration, it's like this story of Sisyphus. Whatever we apparently gain, in time we lose. And if we fulfill our desires, we get more desires and we get more frustrated and so forth. And it seems that from this deep level of happiness, something doesn't click. It's like a fixed game. It's like a casino game that you always lose in the end. Once all these wishes, yeah, you wish for something external in order to have peace inside. You wish for something external in order to have love inside, in order to have happiness inside. And then you essentialize even that wish for happiness, that wish for love, and you find that wish to reveal who you are, or to be one with God, or to devote yourself to whatever image you have of what's the wholeness of creation, or what's the whole for you. And once that clicks, not as a mental idea, but as a burning longing, as a vivid, intense reality of like a spiritual hunger, of spiritual aspiration, then there is a chance to actually fulfill that desire. And with that desire fulfilled, with that primordial wish fulfilled, even a little bit, the rest of the agitation subsides. There is a very profound engagement that appears when spiritual aspiration is there. The intensity of life grows dramatically. The amount of enthusiasm, the amount of energy that you can put in what you do just grows many, many folds once this fire of spiritual longing appears. Now, what happens when spiritual aspiration appears, your wish to fulfill that, once it intensifies, it overrides all the other petty needs. The wish for appreciation, the wish for money, the wish for approval, the wish for sex, the wish for pleasure, the wish to avoid pain. All of those little petty needs, they appear small in volume compared to that very intense longing. And then all these petty desires, mediocre desires, are sacrificed in order to fulfill that one big fundamental wish that stands out so intensely in front of the others. And once that wish is very intense there, you discover that in order to fulfill your spiritual longing, you have to become less selfish, more loving, more generous, less proud, more humble, more caring, and ultimately a perfect human being. But that the longing in the heart to return home, the longing in the heart to become back who you are, that you somehow intuit and know that you are, it just pushes you to sacrifice all your limitations, defects, whatever you have there, your pride, your judgment, everything that keeps you in this very limited, lifeless shell of selfishness, of the ego. You just want to break free. And that longing is so vivid that the rate of transformation, the rate of growth accelerates tremendously, because you don't care. You're not going to linger and stay proud. You're not going to linger and wait for approval from I don't know who, wait for appreciation from I don't know who, get some petty pleasures that will anyway not satisfy you, avoid some pains which are not so bad to experience. You're willing to take it all in because now you wish for something much greater. Because you are looking far at the horizon, your path, your daily path, whatever you do, how you relate to others becomes very clear, and it's not perfect yet, but it's moving intensely towards perfection. It seems a life without spiritual aspiration seems dim, seems like all this glory of being a human being, of having such a complex body, intelligence, having all these possibilities, and then what do I do with my time? I watch Netflix and have useless conversations with my friends, and then work some hours in order to survive. It's all dim, it's all faint as the amount of light, as the amount of energy put in, as the amount of intensity. Once spiritual aspiration awakens, light appears, fire appears. Everything becomes bright with intensity, and you realize now what's the glory of being a human being, why you have such a wonderful body, why you have light in your heart, love in your heart, why you have intelligence, why you care for others, why you have such an immense power and enthusiasm inside. It is like awakening spiritual aspiration is like a very clear before and after. So to increase spiritual aspiration and to awaken spiritual aspiration, there are a few ways. One of them is to contemplate the big questions of life, to face death, for example, the certain reality of death. In front of death, if you ever had the opportunity to really be close to death, you see the significant things in life stand out and the insignificant things in life disappear. Yeah, I've had a few times this experience of being close to death, and then you discover all that matters is the love you had in your life and the people that you really love, and everything else just disappears. And facing such an important thing as death really essentializes this central part of the heart. And then, yes, aspiration appears. Asking yourself, what's the meaning of my life? Where am I going to? Why do I live? Such questions, they take the attention from the periphery back to the core, back to the heart. That's one easy way of doing it. Once you have a spark of aspiration, contemplate it, feel it. Now, I have this love for something, a longing for something. Maybe it's not very intense, but if you give it life, you share it with a friend, you meditate on it, even 5-10 minutes, you just, okay, what does it feel like? Why do I want this? I want something, I'm not really sure what it is. What is it? If you really contemplate softly and honestly, that aspiration will grow in the light of your attention. Another tool is to read spiritual texts. You don't read them for the knowledge. Of course, the knowledge can be great and inspiring and so forth, but you read it in order to ignite your heart. You read it in order to feel what these saints, what these great spirits were feeling when they wrote the text. So, a poem from Rumi, the Bible with Christ, the Gita with Krishna, the Yoga Sutra of Patanjali, the Tao Te Ching, whatever fits you, whatever ignites your heart, if you read that as a practice, just a little bit every day, or a lot every day, you read it, and it awakens. It awakens this longing because it reflects back. Those texts reflect back. They remind us something that we already have inside. And then the fourth thing is being close to a community and a teacher or teachers. They don't have to be enlightened teachers, but people that have an intense aspiration awaken in them. And a community where aspiration exists, that triggers that. Again, the whole process of awakening aspiration is not that you awaken something that's not there, but that you remember something that's already there. And if you remember frequently enough and intensely enough, you discover, hey, this is what I really want. Compares to everything else that I want and that I'm not really sure of, if you really look in your heart and on your spiritual longing, that appears as the clearest, most fundamental, most intense wish of the heart.
Hey guys, if you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content on spirituality, Tantra and more.
And if you want to sign up for our online classes or for our retreats, you can see our website on the description below.